After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Okay, just a warning, Mom is high on Peep.
Sugar.
She's acting extremely odd. It's rather frightening.
Define odd. Anyway.
Like a bouncy 3-year-old who had too much sugar.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 549. Today is Monday, April 10th, 2023. Happy Easter. Happy Passover.
Happy whichever.
Whichever you celebrate. We are wishing you the best. We want to, let's see. Yes.
Oh, I meant to respond to everyone for the shawl. I haven't looked up the information on the shawl, guys. Sorry.
Want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. We hope you see something you enjoy and that you will stay with us. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or returning, but you're kind of in the shadows and you haven't really joined anything, but you'd like to maybe become a little more involved and help us to get more, visible?
More exposure.
More exposure. Please consider hitting the little subscribe button very gently. Over there on your right, it's a little red subscribe button. And tapping the little bell very gently. And that you can, there'll be a little drop down. You can decide how many notifications or what kind of notifications you want to get from when we post. Okay? So you don't have to miss anything.
How inundated you want to be with updates.
Yes. Not that we're...
we're terribly...
We usually do once a week, so or thereabouts. So, let's see. Oh, how many projects do you have today?
2.
2?
2.
2? Dos?
Dos.
Just
2.
Okay. Apparently, I'm not the only one who's on a sugar high. Okay. I have 5.
Although Diane actually said just 1.
Just 1 with her little pouty big lips.
She was so cute.
She was, but she would have a fit if she knew we were talking about that. But she was adorable. Okay. I have 5, so I guess I go first.
You do, in fact.
In my...
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. In my Adagio mug, my Autumn Leaves mug that Davina got me for Christmas. This is the one she got me, right? With the... Charange?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Because I got the other one for myself, I think, at Christmas. And then you got me... Oh, no, and then I got the other one, the Adagio, on points. I have another one, don't I? Don't I have 4 of them? Oh, yeah, the Christmas one I earned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain's kind of half in it because I'm trying to find that pattern for them.
Okay, and I did answer on the comments to Christina's question. I did not dye that yarn. I think I have something very similar, but I believe that yarn was a Knit Pick stroll.
It was a Knit Pick. I am pretty sure it was a stroll.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into things. I've heard from 2 people for prizes. We still have several others that I hope that they are watching soon. You guys have to the end of the month, as always, to get in touch with me, hopefully sooner rather than later because it takes me a while to get to the post office. I heard from Jody, I think it was, and I think either I Know Who You Are or Sensitai. I forget who it was. I think it was I Know Who You Are, because I don't think Sensitai won this time around. Yeah, I don't have it with me right now. In any event, thank you for the 2 people who did get in touch with me. I'm going to try now that Easter's over to start getting the ball rolling for that.
Did you skip my tea?
Probably. You said you were busy.
Okay, so apparently I'm not important.
No.
But I'm still using the Mentamori mug I had from Good Friday. I just have been too lazy to change out my mug. I should have my bunny mug right now, but I do not.
Well, I've got fall.
so.
We are what we are.
It
matches.
I've got my whimsical...
But look, Taya. I match. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really just...
I have the little gray cells as well.
Oh, do you? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I need to change up my leaves, though, because this is the last steep I should probably do with it.
How many times do you steep it?
Over a couple days.
But how many times?
Over a couple days.
Well, I don't know how many times you do it.
As many times as I want to over the couple days.
I usually do no more than 3. And that.
Oh no.
But because this is a very...
Now this is a little bit weak right now. I'm not sure if I put in too much water or if I did one too many steeps.
Taste this one. This one is, even though I had too much water in it, it's only my second steep. But it still has the flavor in it.
I think also maybe I'm not tasting things as fully today for whatever reason. It just feels like one of those days.
It's an allergy day. Both of us were having trouble with our live stream for the Holy Family Institute for the Liturgy of the Hours.
That's not a fully Holy Family Institute thing. That was stuff.
Well, I know. I say it because that's what I am, and that's where my mind is right now. So,
claiming my initiative as a Holy Family Institute thing.
That's where you started all your stuff with us, even though you can be a member of that.
I just think of my glasses.
Okay, let's go on. Please, if you want a prize, go back to the last podcast. It'll tell you who won what, and get in touch with me as soon as you're able to. You have up till, what's this, April? I think there's 30 days this month, so you have to the end of April, but please do it as soon as possible. That way I can get things out, okay? Because you guys know about me. If I don't get things out when I want to get them out, they stay here for a while. You'll get them, but they might not be there timely. So just as soon as you can, please. Let's see here. Okay, the alongs. We have 3 alongs going on. We have the movie night. We have the spring, Easter, Passover, that kind of thing along. And we have... autism awareness, which I'm glad to see that's picking up all the bright colored things. Yay. And to the person who asked me if I would consider dyeing up more autism awareness yarn, yes, I will. I will do that. They were interested in it, and if anybody else is interested in it, keep your eyes open on the shop. I hope to be doing that relatively soon. Right now I've been working on experimenting with a special order. She asked me to do certain things. I'm trying to see how to do it so it doesn't get muddy.
Right.
Because some of the colors don't play real well together. So I'm working on that. But I am working on dyeing yarn again, so that's good.
It is good.
Okay, the movie night is just, this one goes all year long. We pulled the first quarter prizes, and it's has to be knit, loom knit, crocheted, woven, or paper crafts such as journaling, origami. I say that right? Origami, card making, and things like that. Okay, so we spread it out a little more, opened it up a little more, because we have people who are doing a few more different things. We have a lot of journalers. We have a lot of people who do card making and things like that. So we're accepting that because we're doing that too.
Right.
So that's if we pick up a new interest, you guys get to have that interest in your lawn. So yeah. The hashtag for this is PHN Movie Night 2023 on Instagram, and as always, the favored yarns and featured yarns and featured patterns are all the same as they've always been. Okay, my stuff, Taya's stuff, and Laura Consu, who's Lollipop Girl Creations, I think now, her things. If you use anything in those 3 featured areas, 1 extra chance at a prize. So if you have a finished object using either the yarn or the pattern, you get 2 chances at a prize. If you have the yarn and the pattern featured for the finished object, you get 3 chances at a prize, and you're responsible for your multiple postings. The other alongs are basically the same. Autism awareness is the difference there is that it has to be brightly colored, at least 75 to 80% bright colored. Okay, and I mean bright. This is autism awareness, bright. Okay, and blue for autism awareness, blue. Okay, and the hashtag for this one is I thought I put it down here. Yes, I did. Hashtag PHNAA 2023. Now, I haven't had a chance to ask Laura yet. Laura, if you see this, you are considered a co-host. If you don't want to be a co-host, let us know. Okay. So right now, Laura is a tentative co-host, but we do want her to be a co-host. And if she feels like she's able to and she wants to, then she's absolutely wants it, then we welcome her. Okay. I just haven't a chance to definitively find out if she wants to do it or not.
Right.
The other along we have is, and we have a prize donation from Looney Hiker, who is Pat. Thank you, Pat. Nice. Pat has some wonderful patterns out, and so she is donating a prize, a choice of one of her patterns, and you can get it either through Ravelry or through email. She'll send it to you, okay? I guess she's not doing love crafts anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't speak.
In any event, you will deal directly with her if you win her prize.
Yes.
Okay, not with us. All right? Except that we like to see what you pick because she has some really pretty patterns.
Yeah.
A lot of them are above my knit level, but they're really pretty. Talia could do them without any problems. The Celebrating Spring, Passover, and Easter Mal. This one, like the last one, goes through, the last one goes from April through, April through June for autism awareness. For this one, it's March 1st through May 15th. This is the PHN Celebrating Spring, Passover, and Easter Mal. Okay? And you may see her leaning over. I don't know if she's looking for something.
I am. I'm trying to find this this pattern because people were asking about it, and I can't remember what I called it.
Right.
When I did the project.
The theme for this long is anything having to do with the holidays during this time. So you're talking about Easter, you're talking about Passover, you're talking about Mother's Day. Father's Day doesn't make it into this. Mother's Day, because Father's Day's in June.
Yes.
But anything like that, okay? We missed April 1st, but if you could have made a case for April Fool's Day even. I mean, just anything that happens in the spring. This is spring stuff. Spring colors, spring patterns, things, spring animal motifs like baby bunnies, baby chicks, baby owls. They're babies. Babies are in the spring.
It'll probably just be easier if I look.
Okay, so that's what this is. Okay, the hashtag is hashtag CSPE 2023 on Instagram, and you'll see this. This is all these things. If I'm a little incoherent, all these things are in the threads on PHN. Okay, just go to the appropriate along. All right. Okay, and I apologize. My voice sounds a little weird. I think I'm dealing with allergies as well.
Not acceptable. Not acceptable.
I do not care if it's acceptable.
Wow.
I do not, in fact. Okay.
You do go first.
Yes, I do have to find. Okay. My first one is in my Angel's bag. I did a tiny bit of work on this after the podcast, but then I wanted to get to work. You guys are probably going to see a very small amount on all my other projects until I finish that one that's time sensitive. Because,
which, I mean, you have mentioned.
I need to get that done for that wedding. But so I feel like putting this on instead of working on it. So
how close are you to what you want?
About 6 inches, but that'll go fast because I think these stitches are about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch.
Right.
So this is really nice and warm. It's not heavy because it's DK weight.
Right.
And I'm using a little bit of a larger hook. I'm using of course this one I can't see what I think it's. I don't know. I think this is a J hook. I can't read this.
That's an I.
So it's an I hook. So it's a little bit lighter. Not as light as Crystal's. The one I made for Crystal, I really liked the way that felt. It was that really pretty blue yarn I had.
Right.
I think I used all Dragonfly fibers for her, and it was a very nice weight yarn. But yeah, this has got Miss Babs and Dragonfly. I really like Dragonfly for this kind of a project because it has some really nice variegateds and some very nice tonals.
Guys, I think I found the name of the shawl that I wore last week. It's called the Goldenrod Shawlette.
Yeah, I think that's right.
It sounds right. And that's what it looks like with the patterning at the bottom. I seem to remember there was, I had to do some adjustments to the math at one point, but I can't remember for sure.
I didn't see it. Yeah, that looks like it.
And this was a gift that was given to me.
The pattern.
The pattern, yeah.
Yeah, from First Stitches.
Yeah, I knit the shawl.
It's a real pretty shawl.
It is. I mean, it's a little. I don't wear it. I keep on finding like hair in my mouth or something.
Might be yarn fibers or something.
Maybe. I don't wear my smaller shawls quite as much.
Me either.
Just because a lot of times what I want is a blankie shawl.
Yeah. Okay, let me just finish. I just want to say I worked on a little of this because I know I have to do one more before Talia can do hers. Because, like I said, I probably won't do much of anything else but the other project until I get it done.
I just want to tell them the name of the name of the person who did it. Does it say on here?
It should.
Oh, there it is. Oopsie. Make it bigger. Okay. Knitcat.com. So, knit as in knitting, and then cat with a K. So, knit, cat with a K, .com.
That's funny because it doesn't sound at all familiar.
Well, like I said, the only reason I know about even the designer is because it was a gift from someone else.
No, I know that, but usually, especially when we were early on, we used to say repeatedly the designer's name and everything because that's what everybody was doing.
I don't think this was one that everyone was doing.
No. But my point is, we were following a pattern.
Yeah.
And so it would usually when we do that, the designer's name we would recognize it again.
Right.
But I don't recognize it.
Well, I never gave the name for this person because it wasn't right on the pattern. I didn't go. It's like you had to look down at the bottom to see the websites, and it's in small letters. I didn't know where it was. So it's not like it had like right next to the title.
Right. In my Silver Shed USA extra large 10-year polygraphy bag. Again, I'm not sure if this is my extra large or my large because I'm not sure. This is my strawberry shortcake baby. Oh, the other pattern, the shawl, in case you don't remember what that is. It's the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. Okay. This is the strawberry shortcake baby blanket project from the Cerebelle scarf pattern by Sarah Sweetheart. It's not by Anastasia Zattel. I was looking for that to change it. I couldn't find it because, when you want to find it, you just can't. And this is ice yarn that I'm using, and it's really soft. But
that's the one that's a single ply.
Is it?
Oh no,
it's very fuzzy. Whatever.
I can't tell.
It doesn't.
No, I don't think it is. I think it is plied. Actually.
I can't tell without my glasses, but this is a very soft, very fuzzy. It's got a very pronounced halo to it.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear?
Yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. It has a very pronounced halo to it, and it if you have to tink back, you do so at your own risk.
Right.
But it's worth working with. Like I'm enjoying working with it, but you just have to really pay attention so you don't make mistakes. Because I tried to do that just because I think I found a knot or something.
I hate finding a knot in my
and eventually I had to just work into it because I had to work around it because it got stuck. I think I already did the stitch, and so it got stuck. And
so you are literally stuck with it.
Yeah. So, but it also won't come out.
Right.
Because that's one good thing about this is that if it knots or whatever, people don't like to have knots because they say it'll come out.
Right.
This is not going to come out. It's just.
I also don't like the feel.
It's hidden in the fuzziness. It really is.
Yeah. Because usually I can feel the knot, and that bugs me.
Unless you really push down on it, I don't think, because it's not a big knot. I just know it's there.
Right.
And so it's not something I want to keep. But this yarn is ice yarn. I believe it's a worsted yarn. I don't want to take the packet out, and I think I'm on the third ball of this, but you can see how it's working up. Sorry, Ty.
You're fine.
See this? I really like the way it's working up. It's pretty. Yeah. Pinks and purples and little girl blanket.
Stuff like that.
And yes, I am traditional. This is a little girl blanket.
Of course.
So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this one.
Okay, so let me go ahead and do this one stitch to get my stitch marker across the way.
Across the way?
Across my...
Oh, across the... Yeah.
It probably, I was picturing like a road,
Oh, gotcha.
and how, basically, I have a thought process that's not coming out. Okay. So I'm not going to show this one yet. I'm going to show the other one. So in my Maryland sheep wool bag that's heavy and I don't want to pick up, is my I forget what I ended up calling it, but it's the Lots of Love baby blanket by 10 Hours or Less.
That's George.
Yep, George. And he does have a website, 10 Hours or Less, I think it's .com.
I think so, yeah. And that's 10, the number 10.
Yes.
It's 10 HRS, isn't it? Or less?
I think it is not.
I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, if you type it in, you'll find them.
Yeah, you'll find it.
It's got good patterns. Very detailed.
Yes. So, yeah, this was meant to be a baby blanket, but it gives options for sizing up. I'm sizing it up to be a throw. And I also have reworked the pattern so I don't have miles and miles of seed stitch before I get to anything.
Before you sleep.
Before I get to anything in the pattern. I have rewritten a part of the pattern that allows me to do the internal pattern part in 3.
That's the hearts?
Yes. So yeah, nowhere near the actual hearts. But I did get some work done on it on Good Friday, which is when I intended to work on it.
Right. Let me just...
And I'm using Swish Bulky in the Garnet Heather colorway, which is a colorway I do love, and I think it'll look very nice in my room.
That's a pretty color.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me just cap this one off. Not that I have to worry about it. Well, the thing about this is what I have to worry about is if I pull my hook out and it closes up, I might not be able to open it up again.
Right.
So, all right, so let's put this one away.
Rat tooth.
Okay. I think, you know how you get where the little piece of skin in your nail?
Yes.
Ugh.
I think since I'm not making the rosies quite as often, I might go back to doing the nails sometimes because my nails are stronger when they're painted. It's not just a matter of how they look anymore. It does, as soon as I stop doing it, my nails start breaking again.
I think I'm about ready to add mine. I've got the residue of the other one is pretty much gone, and I can see that some of them are starting to peel, so I need to do something about them. All right, in my Kickapoo Owls bag, that's not my Kickapoo Owl bag, in my Kickapoo Owl bag is a preemie hat. Okay, just I did work a couple of rounds on this. I had to stop because my hand started cramping.
Right.
The hand that I hold the loom in, it started cramping right here, and I could feel it right here. So I stopped. But I did make some progress here, so you can see. I mean, usually I can finish one of these in an hour or two. But I was sitting there watching Rawhide with my husband, and I'm doing this, and every time I would go around, it would cramp.
That stinks.
So I'm hoping that that's just a kind of a fluke type of thing, that because it happens once in a while, and I guess it's the way I'm holding the loom. But it's frustrating. And I can do this later because I have another one to show you. Oh, I can't show you. This is a test pattern for Talia.
Is that the last one for you?
I have one more.
I'm finishing for row. Would you mind? Well, this one, it doesn't show very well if it's in the middle of a row. I'm sorry. But I was trying to rush through the row, but you had only a bag to show.
I think this is by Stitch by Mimi. This bag. She made it for me.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
because my matching one is the red one.
Yeah, this is not a Christina bag. This is Stitched by Mimi.
Mine is really pretty, guys, and I do use it. I use it to hold some of my medicines, just because it's a better shape for that.
Yeah. This one usually has, when I have pieced work in it, like when I think I'm going to do squares, but it graduated to something else.
Which I'm sure it's happy about.
Yeah, I love this bag. This is a really well-made bag. It's so soft on the inside.
It is.
Feel this.
Yeah, mine has a very similar interior.
So
mine's a gold interior, I believe.
I moved my, you can see what's inside like that. Isn't that pretty? I moved my blanket, my for better or for not for better or for worse, to having to hold blanket in here because it was getting too big for the other one. And so, where's my hook? Oh, there it is. Okay. Christina, I'm using the big owl bag you gave me right now for my yarn that I'm keeping, my bare yarn that I'm dyeing for myself. It's in there so it doesn't get mixed up with my because it's such a good sized bag. So
Right.
I've got the yarn in there. So it's being used.
Did you actually show this, or did you just
No,
talk
I'm
about it?
getting ready to open it up a little bit. So here, you can see this has made some progress.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's really pretty.
Well, you can see where I've added in. I should probably start weaving these in,
Probably.
but I don't wanna. I wanna.
That's where I'm at with this blanket. I'm like, I'll weave them in eventually.
I mean, I'll probably start weaving them in if I get to the point where I can't really concentrate, and I'll just go ahead and weave them in, maybe while I'm watching something or other. What's going on here? Oh, that's what it is. It's never really happened like that before. I'm going to have to actually take out I don't usually have to take this out. I can crochet around it, but for some reason it kept catching,
Right.
and so I just had to take it out. But this is for a friend of mine. He and his fiance, they get married in September,
Yeah,
so I need to
finish the rosary. I mean, finish it, but all but.
yeah. So this is, I think I'm on like the 4th row. This is my bare yarn, in the Bare Necessities colorway, because I think that's kind of a classy color for a wedding present. Tie you awake.
Yes.
Okay. She might be starting to drift, so
I didn't sleep well.
Yeah.
The night before Easter, and then Easter was rough. So.
yeah. Well, Easter you went to mass, and then we had, the baskets and all that kind. She didn't come out for dinner, which I knew might be happening if she went to Easter mass. But thankfully, we had Father Dusterhaus, and he went pretty fast. Yes, this is it has grown because this is what I've been working on whenever I sit down to work on something. So I'd say maybe it's between a quarter and a third finished. And if I keep working on it the way I am, I should make some good progress on it. I won't bring this to my hair appointment because all I need to do is get dye on it or
Right.
something, and then I have to start all over again. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
just
do that.
not
Not gonna do
not
that.
good.
No.
Are you redying the hair? Have you made up your mind?
Probably
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't talked to Crystal.
Okay.
I probably won't do it next month though. If I do, I don't know. Maybe I should. It's Monday. I can't get a hold of her. If I do, it'll have to be no, it's one day ahead. I can't do that to her. I was hoping that if I did it this time, then I wouldn't have to do it. Then Davina and I could do it together, and we'd both be weighing together instead of having one just sitting there with nothing, really to do.
Right. Right.
But
Okay, so my final project to show is in my multicolor Batman tote bag. This used to have Velcro on it. I took the Velcro off. At least the Velcro-y part. Its meeting place is still over here. This used to be a bag. I have multiple of these. I used to take one of them to work. I'm not sure which one this is.
that's not the Pod Blue, is it?
No, Pablo's a Nightwing one. I have a different.
And a
I think
back row.
I have a
Yep.
a needle adjacent project in there,
Yeah. You have two from her, right? The Nightwing
and the huge Batgirl,
Batgirl. Yeah.
because she had a Supergirl, Batgirl, Wonder Woman one. I'm like, can I have one with just Batgirl? And so I have one with just Batgirl. And apparently her husband picked the picture for Nightwing and was delighted that I knew exactly which comic the silhouette was from.
Yeah. That was a good. I like that picture.
Well, I mean, that's his Hush picture.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, I knew that. I even knew that.
this is the Heart Log Cabin Blankets by 10 Hours or Less George. I am just... Now, 10 Hours or Less Space George,
Yeah.
because it's not the name of his business. George is the one who has 10 hours or less. Okay, so I just started a new log. another green. My attempt is to, as you can see, I have like, I did it more this time around than I did in the bottom area, where I have like this yellowy match up with a brownie here. They kind of go together. And I have this fading into green one, greeny fadey one in here. This will be just a normal green up here. So they'll be close, they'll be related, but they won't be the same, because that's how he has it in his pictures. So the feeling of this, which was very muted before, is now moving into a more of a bright, colorful area. The green is a bit darker, but after this will be a have either a red or a blue next.
It's very autumnal right now.
Yeah, it's very autumnal right now. Actually, the red's not going to help matters any. It's not till I hit the
what
blue.
kind of red it is.
I have one that is the same one as my Melski
right.
sweater, and then I have a bright red. So,
What did I do here? I think I left.
I think it's going to take the blue. That'll take it out of the autumnal. But yeah, that's it for this. This is meant to be a lap blanket for when I'm at my desk. I have on my desk like colors lined up with what's supposed to go together. We'll see what I do if it's still not quite the size I want it to be. I'll worry about that tomorrow or whenever that happens to be.
Think about it tomorrow.
Yeah. But yep, it's working. It's just the first part of the first log for this color.
All right.
So yes.
So, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, let me finish this.
I have no photos to show. I have shop news. Design is just hanging out in that bag over there that I'm not picking up because it's heavy.
You have more shop news than that.
Yes, I do. My shop is greatly decreasing the way it is set up just because there is some concern that it could affect my disability. Now, it turned out that initially what the tax person thought was affecting my disability actually ended up turning out to be the donations, and that she didn't realize they were donations, so then she fixed that.
Donations for her surgery.
Yeah, for my surgery. So we fixed that. But I also decided, why take the chance? I'm scaling down everything. So like the Patreon now is $2, and that's for everybody. There's no other
There's one tier.
There's only one tier. Yeah. And the main thing that people get is the Zoom. That's really the huge benefit, and the
WhatsApp.
The WhatsApp. So
The occasional free pattern.
Decreases the stress a bit, especially since I have the disability. I don't need to hustle as much, which is great because sometimes it's been really hard lately with the fatigue to keep up the way I want to. Also, the rosaries in the shop, they're going to be very much. I've taken all my listings down right now. They're hibernating. I will, once I have a wedding gift I'm making, once that one's done, I take a picture of it. That listing might go up again. I'll only put listings up here and there, and then I'll take the occasional custom.
And all the patterns will remain.
All the patterns will remain because that's like pittance. It's my rosaries that are the things that could affect me.
So if you want a rosary or sacrifice beads from her, keep an eye on the shop. And you said that if they PM, you can consider it.
And now the only thing that might eventually stay up all the time are the sacrifice beads because those are not terribly expensive and people really like those. But yeah,
it's kind of like you selling a little. You sell a fair amount of the less expensive to sell things, and so you get your sales to keep your shop up. And then the rosary, she was thinking about rosaries like wedding season or confirmation and communion and things like that.
Yeah.
And then
a few more might go up during Christmas, but that's going to be very selective. Also, a few of the ones that are already pre-made might go up because that decreases stress as well and clears out a little bit of that stash. Those are the things that I make. I have a lot fewer of those because a lot of what I make right now that might be going up in the shop might be things that we wanted. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more roses that Mom and I, or people we know, are just going to be like, I wanted that.
Yeah.
That thing is what we get now.
Yeah.
And I don't need to worry about the stress of orders.
Yeah, so we discussed because we were talking about her decision, but potentially putting up, I have this many pre-orders available. Not pre-orders.
What'll happen is it's not. not necessarily that customs people have to reach out to me, and then I can tell them whether or not I'm taking them.
Right.
It's not like I have like a custom listing. What's gonna happen, because that custom is just buttoned.
Right.
What'll happen is that when I put up a listing, there will be so many available, and when that runs out, it will just go into hibernation until I'm ready again.
Yeah. And you did say that they can reach out at whatever time, and then you make a decision.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I had forgotten to take down my ornaments, and so someone bought a Christmas ornament around Easter, and so I was very surprised.
That's great.
Little Drummer Boy of all of them. That's actually probably not my favorite of my ornaments.
It's a cute ornament, though.
You see, I much prefer the Star Trek one. I like the little star one.
I like the star one.
I like my Scotty.
That's cute, yeah.
Drummer Boy is actually probably one of my least favorite ones that I've designed.
I like it, though.
So I was a little surprised when that one got picked up.
Okay, let's see. I did some yarn dyeing. You saw, did I show this, or did I only show it on Zoom?
I think you only showed it on Zoom.
Okay, I don't know if I showed Zeb. No, I think that Rena saw this on the podcast.
I don't know.
I showed you this color last week, I believe. This is Yavanna, right?
Yavanna.
The reason I had to look at her is because I'm not familiar with that character.
I need to send you Girl Next Gondor's video on Yavanna so you know who that is.
I mean, now I have the name of the
it
bio,
might be Nerd of the Rings who has a good video.
So you can see this is the green, and all the ones I'm showing right now are fingering sock. What I had to do was and I can redo these. I did take the recipes down. These are all fingering sock, but I can redo them on other bases if people like them. And she reminds me of kind of like a poison ivy or something that she's,
although
she's not poison
she's
ivy.
not, she's
but she if you look
she's
at,
good.
She's good, yeah. So this is that color. The next one I did,
she's the reason that the Ents are around. Not that she created them, but she begged for Arrow Iluvatar to create the Ents because her husband's dwarves are going to cut down her trees.
And that's getting way into things that we can't get into. They probably have no idea what you're talking about unless they're Tolkien people. Okay, this one, I hope you can see. Can you see this colors?
It's very dark on the screen.
But you can see the blues and
They can see where it's shimmering.
Okay, I made this color.
Black Mamba.
Black Mamba.
No.
I had leftover colors, and I decided I was going to do a dry dye.
This is deepening well.
And I did it, and it turned out okay, but it was really close to a color I already had.
Mm-hmm.
So I over-dyed it with something else. And this is what turned out, and I'm really, really happy with it.
And you took notes, right?
Yes. I really have to think about what this is going to be.
It's, if it was darker, I'd say grackle, but it's not dark.
No, it's
enough.
Grackles don't have red, but you can see the blues.
That's what I'm saying.
And the kind of purple reds, almost a wine. It turned out I was really happy with this. First thing I said was, wow, that kind of reminds me of Mad Tosh. Which is kind of a arrogant thing to say, I suppose, but it did remind me of Mad Tosh.
Well, it has that shimmery feel.
Yeah. And this one, again, is fingering sock. It can be on any base. And any of these that I start with a dry dye, any of my hand dyes, actually, they're not going to be exactly the same.
Right.
Okay? But especially things that I dry dye and then over dye, it can be the same color. It might be a little bit different. It might be substantially different. It's just the way the color takes. But yeah, this one will be going into the shop. I have to reskein these and then label them, and then I can put them in the shop. The next one is the newest one, and this is basically the color that I used to over dye that one, and this is called Out of the Blue. It's a little bit messy because I haven't reskeined it yet.
Out of the great blue yonder.
Out of the Blue. Can you see this?
It's very Air Force.
Yeah, it is. Out of the Blue. I really like
Dad's
this.
cookie seed cap.
Yes, that's cookie seed hat. I'm sorry it looks so messy right now. I'll try and bring it in after I've reskeined it so you can see it better. You get a better idea here of how it looks in the skein.
And Dad's cookie seed hat was this Air Force, like, it was kind of a pointed.
It looks like a
It's a
tent.
cloth hat.
It looks like a tent.
And it looks like it's, when it's flat, when it's folded flat, it just looks like a piece of cloth.
Mm-hmm.
But when you open it, it's like that. I'm not doing it well.
I'll show you just a second.
Um,
I'll show you. It's really easy to illustrate. So let me just show you just a second.
but we used to call it his cookie seed hat.
When they were little.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
it must have been his idea,
It
because
was
I
his
can't
idea.
imagine us just coming up with that.
it's kind of this shape roughly. on your
Yeah,
head.
but of course it's got,
it's got the
yeah,
and it's not quite that long. But
No,
that
it's
kind
not.
Of,
And
those
it's
of you,
blue.
Those of you who are have been in the service know what that is. But
I actually think, I'm trying to remember if any of the people on Stargate SG-1 wore,
Mm-mm.
they're not Air Force though. Wait,
No, some of them are.
some of them are.
Mhm.
Is
They're multi. What's it called? Multi. Not denominational.
no, branch.
Multi-branch.
I think I've seen Sam wear the blues.
She might have done.
I think she wears the blues.
I think they're Air Force.
I want to say that, yes, they are, because,
Turtle.
Turtle. General Hammond wears the blue Air Force uniform.
You have to understand when we are attached to characters, sometimes they get nicknames, and he was Turtle.
But yeah, he wore the blues. When he wore the fatigues, it was really weird.
Yeah.
Every rare once in a while, he wore fatigues.
The one who wore the fatigues more was the next general.
I didn't care for him.
No, I didn't either.
But I mean, after 8 seasons with General Hammond in charge, I wasn't probably going to care for the replacements.
I just...
It's probably not even the replacement's fault.
No, it's just, no. So there you go, guys. Not the only one that's really a spring color is the green, but that's okay. That's what I wanted to do.
So
And
there.
it's also what I think people will like. And it was what got rid of my dye stock. So that looked nice and wasn't like this muddy mess.
Right.
So that's going to be going. That's 6 skeins there, and I hope to have more skeins. I have one drying downstairs that is a test for the lady that I am trying to develop something for her without making a mess out of that.
Right.
So that's that. The shop, keep your eye open on it. Keep your eye.
Yeah, because she is starting to die again.
Yeah, I'm starting to dye yarn again because I have a whole bunch of yarn in here that I haven't used because I got sidetracked after.
Well, it's like
my
after the
surgery.
taxes and stuff eased up, it seemed like you were on fire again.
Yeah. Well, I give part of the credit for that to the person who, when you get pushed in one direction, creatively, a lot of times your creativity opens.
No, I've noticed that.
And so I was really happy that she gave me that little nudge. And when I say push, I don't mean it in a negative sense.
No, you mean it in a very
I mean it in a very
positive
positive sense. I'm always happy to hear from her because she has some interesting ideas.
Well, it's very inspiring.
It is. So, yes, that takes care of that.
Okay, so stash enhancement. Because
Yeah.
we don't have anything for graphic novel.
No tea enhancements this time around.
Nope, no tea enhancement.
I have books.
Yes, because I had to return 2 braces. I didn't like the way they fit, and for whatever reason, Amazon credited it to my Amazon account instead of to my bank account or my credit card with the way I usually like them to do it. So I most frequently I buy books on Amazon. So I went crazy and got books, and then I was like, "Hey, Mom, I still have some money left. Do you want a couple of your classics for Poirot?"
Yeah, I have. We each have favorites, and because they are talking about changing the books, I want the books the way the author wrote them.
And I haven't heard of Camilla yet stepping in for that. Of course, she's probably busy with the coronation coming up.
Right. I have one already in the other room that Ty gave me. I forget which one it was that I have in the other room.
This one's what, cards on the table?
This is cards. I have.
Oh, you have and then there were none.
And then there were none because they changed.
That
the
was the
title.
first one you asked for.
Yeah, because they changed. They didn't change the title. They changed the.
Inside the book
Inside the
itself.
book.
They changed inside the book itself to say 10 little soldier boys instead of
10
10 little Indians.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there really wasn't much of a reason to change it. I thought that it was a stupid change.
I wanted, and it didn't matter. I wanted what it was written by her.
Yeah, I mean,
So
after she edited it the first time.
yeah, after she had it the first time, which was probably a good edit.
Yeah.
But the ones I got this time were Agatha Christie's Cat Among the Pigeons.
That one's a very good
Very,
one. I
very
like
good.
the cover on yours.
I just finished listening to this one.
Because mine's in an omnibus.
Yeah, I like this.
I've always liked that cover.
It's a good one. And
It's
then
a classic
the other
cover.
one is really. I love this. This has Ariadne Oliver in it. This is
That one's also a
Cards
classic
on the
cover.
Table. Cards on the Table. This has Ariadne Oliver. It has Poirot. It has Superintendent Battle.
Mhm.
And it has
Colonel Race.
Colonel Race. And
That's-
the Spa.
Well, just, yeah. But the first part was you mentioned, that's your table of detectives.
Yep. But the Spa is.
Well, no.
I'm not gonna say anything. The Spa is one of my favorite characters. I like him,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it had to do, even though they kind of mangled the story on the show. I really like the person that got to play the Spa.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. That's my stash enhancements for that. I don't think I have any other.
Yeah, the
stash-
worst thing, even more than any other book, you can't ruin an Agatha Christie. I mean, even though they are nice to reread, but anyway, that is it for me. I don't know if there's any really much.
Oh, I forgot my prayer cube.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I can reach around and get it. No, I can't. Let's see.
Don't knock over anything because
I will not.
um
Just don't let my thing come down. This come down, Ty. Thanks.
okay, so be careful coming back. Okay.
It's very tight in here.
Yes, it is. Because of all the equipment I have set up.
Let's see.
And the
Okay.
bags everywhere.
I got one of these for my husband with different things on it. It's a little pricey. But I wanted to have a little something for Easter, and I wanted one for myself. I didn't get it from you for Easter. So you got one for you and one for me for Easter. I said no, mine wasn't for Easter. Mine was just because
The
I
funny
wanted
thing is,
it.
I just did a similar thing for her when I wanted something.
But this particular one deals with something I struggle with sometimes, is letting go and trust, and that kind of stuff. So this one says trust, and it's got Proverbs on here and Psalms, and actually 2 Psalms on here that deal with trust. I'm not going to read them to you because it'll take forever. One is guidance. It has Isaiah, and then it has the thing about let go and let God, which is a psalm. And then it has something about strength, which goes to, I think it's Isaiah. Isaiah and
No, that's
Philippians.
Philippians.
But the one above is Isaiah.
Isaiah, yes.
And then for comfort, it has Psalms and Zephaniah?
Yep.
And then healing, which is on the bottom here. Peter. Is that Ecclesiastes? I can't read it.
Well, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, okay.
And then Psalms.
Psalms. And then I think I got all. Oh, this one's hope. And for the hope, it has this nice little. I don't know what it's called when you put the letters and you put a word by each letter, and then you have this little. I think this one's from Jeremiah.
Yes, it is Jeremiah.
So what happens is, like, the idea behind it is if you feel a certain, like, I sometimes will, get anxious or whatever because I'm not trusting like I should or whatever, I can just look for something on here. It's right here. I think my husband's was like strength and things like that. This one, there was another one that had like prayers, and there were a couple of other different kinds, but this is the one I wanted, and I really like it. And it's quite well made. It's solid. It's not hollow. So I think
It's a block.
it's a block, and yeah, it's really nice.
And then I got Mom and me
Oh yeah, I forgot
actual. We have it like it has a watch band. Hers says
It says, "For with God nothing is impossible." For with God nothing will be impossible. That's Luke. It's not quite the version that's my version that I like so much, which is I believe Matthew, but she didn't have that one.
Yeah.
And this one has the same sentiment, so I really like it.
And then I have mine. Now, I actually have it on the inside because it's easier for me. But be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. And that's Romans 12:12. So,
I can't see
the lady had a sale.
Luke 1:37 or 31. I can't read that.
137.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved it from the others because it kept sliding this way. And for me, that was super inconvenient. So I just flipped it.
This one bit me.
Yeah, she said it bit her.
It drew blood.
It
Because
was bad.
the clasp on this is it's a watch clasp, which is fine, but it's the band hasn't been worn in yet, and so I was trying to get it off, and I pushed on it like you will, and it has a lip like a beak for a bird of prey, and it's very sharp, and it drew blood on me. I can open it now. I just have to be careful. I think my husband's going to try and get another band for it, just so that I don't have to worry about that. But because I really want to wear it, it's
And my band is more that type that when you unclip it, it's just one you have to pull over your hand. It's not my favorite style, but because it's a little limiting, you can't change the size after you've trimmed the watch band. And at some point, I might take a look at which one dad gets you and see about getting one myself like that because it's not my favorite style.
We should ask him when he gets mine to get yours.
Yeah, I mean, I think our things are about the same size.
About the same size, yeah.
So.
But I really like it's got the little cross on it and everything. And Davina got a couple of notebooks and things like that.
I'm waiting for some things to come in.
I got you some stickers.
Yes, you did.
You didn't bring your stickers.
I didn't think of bringing anything out. But, what was I going to say?
You didn't tell me.
So you said something about Davina.
Davina got us Adagio cards.
Yes, she did.
And Amazon for Daddy, for my husband, because...
Oh, Davina has some Easter stuff coming in, but didn't make it on time.
But she knows it's coming in.
She knows it's coming in. So, well, now she knows. She didn't know until Easter.
No.
But yeah.
Oh, Paula. I know you want the squares. Could you PM me over at PHN with your email, or if you either with your address or with your email if you prefer I send me your address via email, so I can get those off to you. Okay. My squares have a home. She wants them, so I'm very happy about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
I think that's it. We already talked about the Zoom and all that.
Yes, we did.
If I confused you at the beginning because I was a little wired with all the alongs and stuff, it's all in the PHN group. And before we say goodbye, I don't think we have any life stuff, do we?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So we want to thank all the people who commented either on PHN or who commented over at YouTube. Looney Hiker, Wendy, who is MacGyver, Rena, Paula, Christina, Meditative Crafter, and anyone else that I may have not seen.
Yes.
We want to thank you. I think I answered everybody, but if I didn't, it's only because you weren't there when I was answering. So we want to thank you all, and please do continue commenting. We like hearing from you, and please consider, if you haven't already, just subscribing and touching the little bell so that you can get notifications at your pleasure, however you want to do it. There's ways of setting it up. So anyway, having said all that, we hope you had, like we said before, a very nice Easter that you're having. I think Passover goes to the 13th, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
So, that you're having a wonderful Passover, and that you all have a blessed week. This is the Pin, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode, I wrote it down, didn't I? I thought I did. I think it's 549. This is the Pin, Hook, Needles podcast, whatever episode it is. And that's a wrap. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.